Yeah, we'll make this a quick one because it's about to rain out here and I'm fucking, the laptop's out, isn't it? So
there are some massive games on this weekend, aren't there? You love games, I love games. No, there are big games. I mean, first of all, you got West Ham Brighton on Friday night.
And moving on.
No, come on.
Saturday. Saturday.
No.
The kickoff.
Make your prediction for West Ham Brighton. West Ham won both league games the last time these two sides met. That was in 2011-12 in the Championship.
All right, I'm going to say West Ham win it. We're just going to get this over and done with real quick.
You can't believe you're phoning it in already. We are.
If they can fucking keep 11 men on the pitch, it should be fine. Worst disciplinary record in the Premier League right now, I think. So
good. Yeah.
That might be total bullshit. I'm just,
Probably. I don't know if I can find anything about that.
Forget it.
Good. The Hammers have kept a clean sheet in 5 of their last 7 Premier League games at London Stadium. I think they will not keep a clean sheet in this. I think it'll be 1-1 between West Ham and Brighton on Friday night. It'll be one of those. I'm going to
say, all right, 2-1 West Ham. Don't forget the kickoff Saturday, 2:30. It starts.
UK time.
Join us. Someone's got to join us, for God's sake.
Hundreds of thousands if you do.
Yeah, we've got a good betting offer, Lawrence. Do you want to tell them about that?
It actually starts before the kickoff. Because, thanks, Coral. Chelsea are 33-1 to beat Watford on the 12:30 kickoff. 33-1 to beat Watford with a £5 minimum deposit, £1 bet only, £5 plus £5 free bet if you should lose. So if that bet does not win, you get a £5 free bet. Winnings paid in free bets available for a limited time. 18 plus further terms and conditions apply. Max £1 bet. Go and do it now.
Chelsea are due a win, aren't they? They're due a win because they've had a couple of. They've stumbled a bit lately, which means
the way logic works. You're right.
They're likely to win soon. Do you know what I mean?
That's the best logic. You're right. Chelsea have lost just one of their 8 previous Premier League meetings with Watford. Will Marco Silva mastermind something else this weekend like he did against Arsenal?
To be fair, I mean, that game, we'll get onto that in a bit, but, well, actually, we'll get onto it right now. Fuck it.
Go on, then.
That game won me a lot of money.
Did it? Yeah, it did. Yeah, I saw you. Happy little face.
Me and Elliot put a joint £100 each. Elliot from Bear Pit TV, Stoke fan channel. £100 each on Arsenal to lose with both teams to score. And it was, what did we get back? I think £750 each. So that was a great win. Great weekend.
Were you playing Crystal Maze, as they say?
Dun, 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 dun. Sort the fans. What we did do, genuinely, in the middle of a bar with Arsenal fans, me and Elliot just jumped last minute. I went, yes! Fucking get it. Literally, we slapped hands so hard, we both were like, fucking hell. We took the skin off each other's hands there. And all the old fogies are like, sort of, bloody hell, they're in the middle of that, fish and chips, pie and mash and that. And I went, I couldn't give a fuck about Watford, but I love money. Get in!
I couldn't give a fuck about money, but I love Watford and Marco Silva. And this season...
I do really rate that guy, actually. He's a top manager by the looks of it.
They haven't won a competitive game against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge since 1986. Do you think this could be the time they change? No, great.
So are you back? You're
yeah,
back?
I'm here. Don't worry about it. Could this be the first time they win?
If they're ever going to win, it's off the back of a really good result that they've had themselves. Chelsea stumbling a little bit. So now is probably an ideal time to play them before Eden Hazard really gets going this season.
Yeah, that's a good point. Although Michy Batshuayi scored in both meetings with Watford last season. I'm going to say...
Yeah, but he's not the man to hang your hat on, is he?
No, but I am going to say this. 2-2, Michy Batshuayi to score.
I wonder what odds you'd get for that. Maybe you should start betting. Because, you just sort of say things. I put my money where my mouth is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and sometimes you lose all that money, whereas I just sort of sit on a nice ISA.
To be fair,
Banter.
£100 during the kickoff. So luckily I made that back Brian always wins. Do you know, everything's coming up Brian
Hashtag
right
Brian
now.
always wins.
What do I say?
I just feel like they can put some pressure on that back line. Richarlison has made more tackles than any other Premier League forward this season, 21. And has also had a hand in more goals than any other Watford player. Richarlison's going
because the pressure is on Chelsea right now. I'm going to say, and a few people have been saying they look quite tired. A few of their fans against Crystal Palace, they just looked exhausted apparently. So,
Yeah.
you know, you when you did that Conte documentary a while back, that was one of the things that come out about him from that was he does run his players into the ground. And this, obviously, they didn't have Champions League last season. Now that's going to add up. So I'm going to say a 1-1 draw.
Oh, you see, I said 2-2, you said 1-1. That seems fair enough all around. We'll see if that leads to Chelsea.
Do you like me new? Do you like me new?
Have you bought another new jacket?
Yeah, I mean, I've just... do you know that at the end of the day, Watford come in good, new coat?
Good point. I love Next. So, Huddersfield versus Manchester.
Any way that fits will do me.
Good point, yeah. You just walk into any store and go, do you do XXXL?
I mean, XXL is what I asked.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Of course, the ultimate is when you met Andrew Flintoff and he directed you towards his favourite clothing brand. Huddersfield Town versus Manchester United, 3 p.m. We'll be watching this one live. Well, not watch it. We'll be covering it live. We won't actually be watching it. There's no way we can legally watch it in the UK. This will be the first meeting between these two sides in the top flight since 1971-72.
Which game?
Huddersfield, Manchester United. Keep up. Just busy thinking about all the jackets he's going to buy.
Yeah. Man United are becoming really boring to watch right now. To be honest, I don't know if I will even imagine what that game's going to be like. But This is a game where you'd think that they're going to actually throw a bit of caution to the wind and be a bit more confident in their ability. Which, I mean, that I've been taking a lot of stick from butthurt Man United fans, none of whom are from Manchester. Interestingly, who are basically saying, you know, worry about your own team. After I criticised how defensive Jose was, especially in the wake of the Spurs game where they went to an actual top team, paid them respect, but also attacked them and did what you should do when you draw a game, which is actually go for the win and end up with a draw, not actually turn up within your mind playing for a draw, which in my opinion is a disgrace. So I think that this time they're going to have a bit more confidence and they should win the game. Yeah, I'm going to say 2-0 Man United.
2-0 Manchester United. An interesting stat here from Opta. Since Jose Mourinho took charge of Manchester United, the Red Devils, that's what they're known as, have been outrun in 40 of their 46 Premier League matches, more than any other team. However, only Chelsea, Man City and Spurs have actually won more games in that period than Manchester United.
It's strange because I watched a programme the other day which was saying every team that won in the Premier League outran the opposition last weekend.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know. I guess Man United are good at making people work for the ball, you know, and they don't give possession away as sloppily as, say, Newcastle, unfortunately.
Good point.
So that shows that they're working smart, not just hard, to be fair to Mourinho.
Yeah, it's true. Although a lot of people who say that Liverpool don't work smart, in that time, Liverpool have gotten equal amounts of points as Manchester United have had. 89 points.
Interesting.
So, yeah, it is interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to say 2-0. I don't see Huddersfield scoring in this game, even though United are away. 2-0 and 2-0 there. Man City and Burnley. Man City were absolutely dominant against Napoli, but allowed them back into the game. Pep Guardiola said it was the best team he's possibly ever played in his career. He then comes up against the second best team he'll play in his career, Sean Dyche's Burnley. What do you think of this one, Brian?
Man City are just absolutely fantastic to watch it. I mean, I'm really and as much as I'm against the money,
against all that money, all the money,
he's been handed such great teams, huge amounts of money. I can't even deny that they're just fucking great to watch right now. Other than Newcastle, obviously, if I could watch any team every weekend, it would be them. They're just Harlem Globetrotters of the Premier League. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And for that reason, what are you going to say?
Can I just say, everyone's on the Kevin De Bruyne hype train right now. I'd like to say I was one of the first people on that train.
Yeah, you were riding it.
I was saying a long time ago he's the best player in the Premier League. So just saying. And I'm going to say, is it at Manchester or
it's at Manchester? Yeah, I think that's what we call the stadium.
The Etihad or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah. The Etihad.
Yes, 4-0. 4-0.
Wow, okay. I think this is the game where Man City's big scoring comes to an end. I think it's going to be 3-0. Now, on to the most exciting game of the weekend, and the game which you'll be keeping an eye on, but only sort of, in your mind. Newcastle versus Crystal Palace. Exciting news for both teams in the past week, as Crystal Palace find themselves on the end of a win against Chelsea, and Newcastle might find themselves on the end of a takeover.
I'm genuinely hyped about that.
Really?
Genuinely. There was, obviously the newspaper, they're normally wrong about most things, which makes you wonder why anyone buys them anymore, what with the wonders of the internet. But
I didn't know anyone did buy them.
Someone wrote an article saying about the woman, Amanda, who's supposed to be taking us over.
Amanda Hug and Kiss.
300 million to buy the club, and apparently they'll be throwing about the same just straight in the transfer kitty. And
wow.
What a journey people could watch me go on, because after all the misery and struggling that I've had pretty much since I started YouTube.
It's always about you.
People are going to get...
Think how lucky you are to watch me go on a journey. You're so lucky.
People are going to really enjoy seeing you happy for a change, I think. Imagine Newcastle challenging for the league again. That would be so good. That would be fun.
Imagine the look on DT's face, Tao's face, all the Arsenal Fan TV faces when Arsenal finish above everyone else but Newcastle, and Rafa Benitez has
apart from
Robbie. Well, Robbie always has Robbie's always got a nice smile, big smile on his face. He's a lovely guy.
At the end of the day, Robbie's the only Arsenal fan who wins every week, regardless of the result.
Robbie, you're looking awfully chipper this week. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. No, I know.
Just talk it. Just answer the fucking question, right? Yeah. All right. Cheers.
It's a good one though. Rafa Benitez has never lost a home game in English football against a coach who has also managed the English national team. What they're saying is Roy's boys will not win against Rafa's staffers. So, what's going to happen?
Tactically, that doesn't surprise me. Rafa Benitez is levels above Roy Hodgson, but
that's what Roy said.
Hodgson
and then Rory Jennings had the shit ripped out of him by everyone on the internet because he said Roy Hodgson would let them down, and then he didn't. He drilled them.
But let's be honest, though. One game doesn't mean it's a full recovery. But the problem that Newcastle have is, I think there's more natural ability, arguably, in that Palace team, particularly with Zaha. He's better than anyone Newcastle have when he's on form. We haven't got. There's nobody at their best in a Newcastle team right now who can match Zaha at his best. And if he has a very good day at the office, which he's had a few times at St James's before, then we could be in trouble. But other than a Zaha masterclass, we should beat them.
Zaha, who netted obviously the winning goal against Chelsea, hasn't scored in consecutive Premier League games since March 2015. I'm going to go 2-1 to Newcastle in this one. I think it's going to be an exciting game. I think it's going to be edge of their seat. Not amazing football, but edge of your seat.
No, I was going to say 2-1 Newcastle as well, but fuck it. 3-1 Newcastle.
Yes. Stoke Bournemouth is the other 3 o'clock kickoff. It's in Stoke. Oh, it's getting cold where you are, is it?
Just making sure. Yeah, I'm well looked after.
You're about. After winning both games against them in 2015-16, Stoke failed to win either Premier League meeting with Bournemouth last year, getting a draw and a loss. I still think
it's
this
a
is
draw.
one of those. Yeah, it is. It's got draw written all over it. Yeah,
the draw. I'm going to go 1-1. 1-1.
Since Mark Hughes took charge of Stoke at the start of 13-14, only Newcastle have lost more games by +4 goals than Mark Hughes.
The thing is, at the start of the season, there was a few people saying Hughesy should have retired, moved on, gone somewhere else. Last season was Stoke, from what memory serves, and they gave him literally hardly any investment and sold a lot of their best players, and he just got fucked over by the chairman. And he's stuck around, to his credit, but it hasn't really done him any good, because now, his reputation's gone to rat shit, basically. As for losing by +4 goals, doesn't surprise us. Newcastle are fucking terrible at that, because Pardew was the worst at that. But, they just collapsed against City, didn't they? And they've done it a few times this season.
Yeah. Jermaine Defoe has scored a Premier League goal against Stoke with each of the 3 previous Premier League clubs he's faced them with: Portsmouth, Tottenham and Sunderland. I'm going to say a 1-1 draw, but with Jermaine Defoe scoring the goal.
Yeah, 1-1. 1-1. You're not going to believe this. There's a fucking wasp around. Just flew off.
Let's see the next game. It's Swansea versus Leicester in the Premier League. Paul Clement has the best win percentage of any Swansea manager in the Premier League. That's 40.7%. Can Paul Clement
get... really decent, isn't it?
I think Rafa Benitez and other higher-end managers have better win percentages, but still. Let's talk about, would you think he's going to get another win at Leicester, who obviously sacked Craig Shakespeare earlier in the week?
Yeah.
Poor Craig.
Yeah.
Wherefore art thou, Craig?
Was it Richard Keys tweeted out something about British or something after Shakespeare was let go? Did he say that?
No, I don't follow Richard Keys, but I can look it up if you want.
Someone he tweeted it out. Maybe we can add this in.
Yeah, sure. Let me find Richard Keys on Twitter. Keys.
The little hairy-armed bitch.
In a way, Richard A.J. Keys. If Leicester's
Anthony
owners,
Joshua. It just happens to be his middle names.
Which would be ironic. If Leicester's owners were guilty of ineptitude yesterday, I can't wait to hear opinions on the top brass at the FA now. He really doesn't like England. I'm sad to see Craig Shakespeare lose his job. Seems to me there are some fairly deep problems to sort out at Leicester. # stay British.
Stay
What he did there was he managed to talk about Craig Shakespeare as if he was a sausage.
It's so weird. It's so weird because the guy who won them the Premier League was Italian. It's like, what are you on about?
Yeah.
Like that. What are you even on about, you fuckhead?
Don't forget, stay British.
Don't forget
Italian.
the hashtag.
Yeah.
Stay British.
Don't go changing nationality.
Ironically, a man who has been exiled to fucking Dubai. So stay British, lives in Dubai.
It's a very good point, actually. Yeah. Don't forget, always support Britain. Richard, where do you live? Anyway, Richard Keys there, classic Richard Keys. What if I just put this over here, Andy? So, what are you saying for Leicester versus Swansea? Do you think they'll be motivated now Shakesy's gone?
Is it at Leicester or at Swansea?
No, we'll stay Welsh in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to say Swansea win 2-1.
Good. Tammy Abraham has scored as many goals in his last appearance against Huddersfield as he had in the previous 9 league games. Tammy Abraham. What can we do with Tammy? I'm going to go.
We were linked with him, and then obviously he went to Swansea. I'm gutted we didn't get him though.
That's your fact every time I speak about Tammy Abraham. I'm going to go 2-1 Swans. Saints now in the 5:30 kickoff on Saturday. That's Southampton versus West Brom. Now, last time we were inaccurate about both Southampton and West Brom, so this could be the ultimate inaccuracy, or two negatives make a positive. I'm going to go 2-1 Southampton and Dusan Tadic to do something good.
Yeah, Southampton were okay against Newcastle. West Brom, is it Darren Fletcher who plays?
Is it Darren Fletcher?
Hello?
Oh, you're yeah. Is it Darren? Is it Darren Fletcher?
Is it Darren Fletcher who plays for them, is it?
It is, yeah, it is Darren. Are you just finding out the team news now?
No, it's because every time I watch them, he always seems to be right next to the ball when the goal goes in against him.
Yeah.
He's that guy. Do you know Remember what Phil Jones was a few years ago at Man United? Like, basically, he was
just always there going, oh no.
Yeah. Southampton were lucky not to get beat off us, because we were really in control until we gave away the penalty. I felt like we were going to go on and win that game, and I had 300 quid coming my way if that happened, but unfortunately didn't come off. Yeah,
such is life.
I'm annoyed about that. I'm going to say West Brom win. Just I don't know. But then I shouldn't. No, I'm going to say Southampton win. Fuck it,
right.
3-1, because they're going to get confidence off of the back of that draw from us.
As is the way of the football gods. I'm going to go, like I say, the Southampton win. Tadic should do something good. Gabbiadini to continue after scoring with both shots against Newcastle. Interesting. This one's going to be a good one now. Two teams who are in desperate need of a win, just to sort of make their fans believe anything that their managers say. Everton and Arsenal is the... Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah. I live in a pretty dangerous area. As will you soon.
Everton... I know.
Everton versus...
That worries me. I've heard about the acid attacks.
Everton versus Arsenal, a 1:30 kickoff on Sunday. Big stuff going on here. Big stuff. What's going to happen?
Arsenal are... It's one of them where they're just both is inconsistent. Well, actually, no. Arsenal have done pretty... Arsenal are going to win. Because they've been pretty good apart from the last result. Like I think they won... they've won 6 of the last 8 and drawn 1. So everyone having a meltdown about them right now. Do you know, like their record's actually really decent in the last good run of games. So
and Watford are actually a pretty
I think they're going to bounce back.
Is this really so bad?
They're going to bounce back.
Everton
are genuinely pretty shit. Everton are pretty shit. So I'm going to say Arsenal are going to win. I think they need to change their attitude going forward. And also, I think Lacazette needs to just start. Well, I think Lacazette is a finisher, but he disappears in games apart from that. And, if you're not going to dominate a game and give him service regularly, like in the away games, he's going to struggle, and which is what's happened. So I think they should give someone else a chance up front if is it an away game?
Yeah, it's an away game. I think they should go with Iwobi.
Maybe Iwobi, left side of Giroud, I would say, I like or Welbeck.
Danny Wells.
But I think Arsenal are going to win 3-1.
Oh, nice. Okay, I like that. I reckon it's going to be a 2-1 win to Arsenal. I think they'll snatch it late. And obviously, we remember that Wayne Rooney's first Premier League goal was against Arsenal in October 2002. Can he mark the 15th anniversary with a goal? I think so. He's scored more Premier League goals against the Gunners than any other player. That's big. Can he make it 12?
Do you know that goal?
That was a good goal.
That Wayne Rooney goal, it really is stuck in my mind because,
remember the name. Yeah,
I remember.
You remember the name.
It was one of the most iconic sort of moments in Premier League history, really. that
Yeah.
goal, because it was almost as a given. Actually, at the start of that season, I remember there was an Everton fan on TalkSport, an old guy, can't remember his name,
Ped.
bearded old white, no, an old blonde-haired fella. Anyway, he was saying at the start of the season,
Adrian
I'm
Durham.
going to put a bet on Wayne Rooney to score 10. No, not that cunt. It was he was going to put a bet on Wayne Rooney to get 10 Premier League goals, and everyone was like, "Who's Wayne Rooney?" He's like, "He's a school kid, but you're going to say how good he is." And when he scored that goal, I was like, "Fucking hell!" He was telling the truth, like, and it was almost a given off of one goal, more than any goal ever, that we discovered like a wonder kid. Like,
Yeah.
it could have just been a fluke, but everyone just kind of knew, all right, this kid is brilliant. Like, you can just tell straight away by the way he's turned and hit that. Like, you just don't do that unless you're a top player.
Unless you are Wayne Rooney.
So
I'm going to go, like I say, 2-1 to Arsenal, but I still think Rooney will score to mark the anniversary. And he'll say, but this time the commentator will go, "Remember the name, Wayne Rooney?" And we'll all go, "Yeah." Anyway, the final game of the weekend, because there is no Monday fixture according to this, is Tottenham Hotspur versus Liverpool, 4 o'clock on Sunday. Big games. After a run of 4 wins and a draw between 2010 and 2012, Spurs are winless in their last 9 Premier League games against Liverpool, with 3 draws and 6 losses. That's big.
And they also look very good against Real Madrid. How did Liverpool look in their midweek game?
Dominant, but it was against Maribor, and they absolutely thrashed them. Maribor maybe worried Liverpool, though, with silly little breaks, which again makes me worry about Liverpool. I think it's going to be a very different scoreline here. I think we'll probably add to the draw column here. Although they don't like playing at Wembley,
I'm going to say yeah, but they won their last game at Wembley. The only worry is Harry Kane's record at Wembley is piss poor.
Well, he's not scored there in 14 games. I think he's got a great record away from home, but not such a great record at Wembley.
Well, I mean, obviously at White Hart Lane he was spot on, but I'm going to say that's got to end, and it's going to end against Liverpool. I think Liverpool's defence got off lightly against Manchester United, and that's really what my problem was in that game. Was Liverpool had a poor defence, in my opinion, and Man United didn't even punch them on the chin. You know, it's like someone having a glass jaw and just, you know, you're just covering up and defending. Like,
well, Lukaku kind of punched Lovren on the chin.
So I'm going to say that Spurs this is all going to come crashing down now. Harry Kane's going to score at Wembley. Spurs are going to win, and they're going to win 3-1.
Wow, that's huge. All right, fair enough. I'm going to go a draw. I'm going to go 2-2, but it's going to be a frenetic end-to-end game with chances missed, and Mo Salah to score.
I'm going to say Harry Kane scores, and hopefully you lot have enjoyed listening to this. If you'd rather listen or watch, on obviously you can watch it on the channel, True Geordie 2, or you can listen to it on iTunes. The link for that will be in the description below. Appreciate it, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
See you on the kickoff, Florence. 2:30 we're starting on the main channel. Don't
forget to bet early with us. You can get 33-1 on Chelsea, or you can get the regular £20 in free bets if you click the links in the description below, either on the podcast or on YouTube. It's well worth a click.
Alrighty then. See you lot. 2:30 Saturday, True Geordie. Bye now.